Okay, let's set the scene. The year is 2011. The Cricket World Cup is being played on home soil. And for India, you have to understand this isn't just another tournament, it's a national obsession. An entire country is holding its breath, united by this one powerful idea that this is their destiny.
And I mean, you really can't overstate the pressure. As The Guardian put it, millions felt this wasn't just a goal, it was fate. The hopes of more than 1 billion people were sitting right on the shoulders of 11 players. And that feeling, it wasn't just random hope. It was born from a long, long, painful wait. 28. Just let that number sink in. That's how many years it had been since India had last won the World Cup, way back in 1983. A whole generation had grown up without ever seeing it happen. That memory was fading, and the hunger for a new one, well, it was almost unbearable. And for one man, this tournament was literally everything. And this is where a huge national story becomes an incredibly personal one. Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket, had done it all. Every record, every accolade, everything, except this. 5 times he tried to win the World Cup, and 5 times he'd fallen short. This was it, his 6th attempt, at home, his last chance. The whole team had one single rallying cry: let's win it for Sachin. So, you've got destiny on your side, a legend to play for. This should be a walk in the park, right? Huh, not even close. The path to glory is never that easy, and the group stage was anything but a smooth ride. Right out of the gate, things got shaky. First, an absolute nail-biter of a tie against England. Then, a shocking collapse leading to a loss against South Africa. Suddenly, this team that was supposedly destined to win they looked vulnerable. It took a super tense, must-win game against the West Indies just to punch their ticket to the next round. And finishing second? Oh, that didn't make life any easier. In fact, it set them on a collision course with the absolute titans of cricket. There were no easy matchups left. From here on out, every single game was going to be a battle. All right, so welcome to the knockout stages. This is it. This is where legends are made and hearts are broken. And for India, the path to that final was basically a murderer's row of opponents. Just look at this path. First up, you have to face Australia, the team that had won the last 3 World Cups. They were a dynasty. And that's a huge if, you somehow survive that. Your reward is a semifinal against your arch-rivals, Pakistan, in a game that literally stops 2 nations. Only after slaying both of those giants could they even think about the final. So in that quarterfinal, the pressure is just off the charts. Australia sets a tough score, India is chasing, and after a good start, things start to get a little wobbly. You can feel the dream slipping away. And then, Yuvraj Singh steps up. He had already been great with the ball, but now, with the bat, he plays this incredible, unbeaten innings to carry India over the line. Just like that, the champs were dethroned. Beating Australia was massive, but what came next was a whole different universe of pressure. India versus Pakistan. I mean, this is so much more than a cricket match. The prime ministers of both countries were in the stands. For hundreds of millions of people, the world just stops for this game. And in that absolute pressure cooker of a stadium, who else but Sachin Tendulkar anchors the Indian innings with a scrappy but absolutely vital 85 runs. When it was Pakistan's turn to bat, the Indian bowlers just held their nerve. The fielding was electric. India won, the nation erupted, and the team was just one single step away from destiny. And so here we are, the final, April 2nd, 2011. The Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, Sachin's home ground. You couldn't write a more perfect stage for a fairy tale. But Sri Lanka, their opponents, they weren't interested in being part of someone else's story. They were there to win. Sri Lanka put up a huge score, a daunting 275. And India's chase? It was a nightmare. Sehwag out for a duck. And then, a sound you never want to hear. Utter silence across the entire stadium. Sachin Tendulkar, the man this was all for, was out. The fairy tale felt like it was turning into a horror movie. But Gautam Gambhir played the innings of his life to pull them back. And then came the masterstroke. The captain, MS Dhoni, makes a huge call and promotes himself up the batting order. It was a massive gamble that turned into pure genius. And that all leads to this one iconic moment. Just a few runs needed. MS Dhoni on strike. That unforgettable call from the commentary box as the ball just sails into the night sky over Mumbai. The explosion of sound. The 28-year wait was over. India were champions of the world. And just to put into perspective how incredible that was, listen to this. Their chase of 275 was, at that point, the highest successful run chase in the history of World Cup finals. They didn't just win, they completely rewrote the record books under the most intense pressure imaginable. But why do we still talk about this win so much? Why is it so burned into our memories? Well, because it was about so much more than what happened on the cricket field. It was a perfect storm of history, personal struggle, and fairy tale endings. Now, those individual performances were obviously amazing, but as a team, they achieved something truly historic, something that had never, ever been done before in the entire history of the World Cup. They were the very first host nation to win the final at home. For decades, there was this kind of curse where the home team just couldn't get it done in the final. They shattered it, and winning in front of your own fans, with the whole country erupting around you, that's just a different level of special. Okay, we have to talk about the hero of the tournament, Yuvraj Singh. His numbers were just staggering. Tons of runs, tons of wickets, a true masterclass. But here's the part that is just mind-blowing and something nobody knew at the time. He did all of that while secretly battling serious breathing problems that were later diagnosed as cancer. His performance wasn't just heroic, it was basically superhuman. I mean, you look at the tournament stats. You see guys who specialized in batting at the top and guys who specialized in bowling at the top. But Yuvraj, he was a dominant force in both disciplines. At the same time, all tournament long. That's why he was the undeniable player of the tournament. But in those incredible moments right after the final ball, as the celebrations began, the team's focus immediately turned to one person. This victory wasn't just for a billion fans, it was for him. For over 2 decades, he had carried the nation's hopes on his shoulders. And in that moment of victory, it was his teammates who carried him on theirs for a lap of honor. The master had finally conquered his final frontier. It was the absolute perfect ending to one of the greatest careers in all of sport. And of course, none of it happens without the captain. For MS Dhoni, this win cemented his legacy. He later won the 2013 Champions Trophy, which made him the only captain in history to win all 3 major ICC trophies. His calm, strategic, brilliant leadership was the bedrock of this entire triumph. So, when you put it all together, the 28-year wait, the incredible pressure of playing at home, a legend's last dance, a captain's tactical genius, and a hero fighting a secret, life-threatening battle, it really makes you wonder, was this the most complete, the most dramatic, the most perfectly written story that sports has ever given us? It's pretty hard to think of a better one.